Let's go, guys. How's it going? I'm totally okay. I've been doing great. I got a cold, but I got better. Now I'm feeling good. And I'm gonna do interview practice, which I struggle with. But okay, don't forget what I learned. I don't want to forget everything. So let's ask myself. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Sure. I'm a student graduate. I'm a graduate student at university, majoring in information technology, and I've been taking a leave of absence for a year, and I'm thinking of continuing it. I'm going to continuing it for one more year. Um, at university, I generally learned the basic foundation of IT fields such as algorithms, networks, databases, and so on. But I spent the most of the time on game development. Um, I created, I think, 7 games in my life, and 4 out of 4 games were team-based development. 4 games were created in the team-based development. Team-based development. um, and I have 2 favorite experiences. The first one is B-Dash, which is AI reinforcement learning game. No, the first one is the game AI tag game, in which I created AI tagger, AI chaser, AI tagger, AI tagger by reinforcement learning. Have you ever heard of tag game? Tag game is a in tag game there's chasers and there are chasers and escapers. The chasers are called tagger, and when the tagger attaches a chaser, this escaper, the escaper becomes the next tagger. And the whether the tagger becomes escaper or not, it depends on the game. Depends on the game. But in this game, in this the game I created, in that game I created, the player is the escaper and escape from try to escape from the chasers. That tagger, AI tagger, try to escape from the AI taggers. So the second one is a brain training game for the elderly we created for join the competition, game development competition, and we've got the Grand Prix. And we've got the Grand Prix there. We've got the Grand Prix. We've got the Grand Prix there. Outside of a college, outside of a college, competition outside of a college, and we've got the Grand Prix there. And also, I also worked for some companies. I worked for a startup company, which creates, in which I created an application that automates simple tasks in a sales department in a general company. Mm. Simple tasks in a general company's sales department, and then I used next. I did I did both front end side and back end side. Firstly, I created lots of Python codes to scrape Japanese companies' information and and implemented it on AWS using Docker, AWS. And as for front end side, I use Next.js, TypeScript. I use Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind, whatever, GitHub. to make the UIs, make the UI of the application. RESTful API, yes. So this is my experience, and I also used to join. I've been joining a competitive programming contest, and my rank on AppCoder, which is the most famous competitive programming contest, contest website, one of the most famous contest website in Japan. My rank shows that I have the higher knowledge than the knowledge the typical IT company typically look for. IT companies typically look for. So yes, this is my myself, and I want to and speaking of my this is about company. This is about working for the company. I I like to work in a foreign company. I have been I have been I have been looking for I'm looking for a company. I'm looking for a company in a foreign country. I've been looking for a company. I've been looking for a company in a foreign country. In a foreign country since I used to I try since I really want to be saturated with English and try to train my English brain. And I want to I like to be a software engineer in a company in a in a company in a different country, in a foreign country, in a company in a foreign country, in a company in a foreign country. Thank you. So, okay, what is my strength? My strength is not the way experience. Experience in managerial role. I've experienced manager several times. No, I hmm, I experienced 3 times. I experienced manager 3 times, and I experienced I experienced the managerial role. Sometimes, a few times, and I know the spirit of managerial. I know the spirit of the perspective from the manager. Like, um, so when I become a programmer, when I become a programmer, I don't bother manager because I when I explain something, I make it clear and easy to understand. Not to be ambiguous. Try not to be try not to be ambiguous. Try not to be ambiguous. Um, so when I become a programmer, I don't bother the manager because I try to make it clear and easy to understand. Try not to be ambiguous. And also when I do pull request, I write um I write things I write the text with precise title and detailed, like, yeah, that is easy to understand. But I don't need to say that, but yeah, okay. So what is my weakness? My weakness is over concentration. totally. That is my over concentration. Um, what, for example, when I start learning new things, I'm so eager to do. I get so enthusiastic about it, and I want to be saturated with it, and I forget the time, and I only do that thing. But it is not healthy to my body. I often get I often stay up late. I don't um it works. It works well, but I don't like it because it causes it causes harm. It harms my mental and physical conditions. So by fixing it, I've been I've been trying to fix it by setting timers, and whenever it alarms, I stop studying. That's it. Um, so I've been trying to fix it by setting timers and stop setting whenever it alarms. That's it. That's my weakness. Yes, that's about my weakness. That's about my weakness. That's about my weakness. That's it about my weakness. Um, what we're doing this year? This year, from April, until May, I was working for a non-IT company. I was working for a company, which is non-IT company, but I was doing engineering stuff. And from April to from April to June, I was preparing for job hunting and started job hunting. And one of my friends invited me to job interview, introduce me. So one of my friends told about me to a Japanese company based on the United States. So I took a job interview, but my English was then totally horrible. So there, therefore I couldn't find a job. I failed and I couldn't find a job. So I decided to focus on English, learning English, and I spent 4 months, around 4 or 5 months on English, and I restarted learning engineering stuff in English. And now I think it is enough to it is it's been enough to start job hunting. So I've started job hunting, and yeah, 2 months, 2 months, maybe 2 months ago, um, I thought this is enough to start. It is enough to start, so I've started job hunting again. I resumed job hunting. Yes, zero. Actually, as for reading and listening, I was able to understand English, but as for speaking and writing, reading and writing, as for reading and writing, I was good at doing it because yeah, I used it in entering a university. I used English for entering university, but I didn't use English for full 4 years, 5 years. Therefore, I couldn't communicate in English. I didn't I didn't realize that because before entering university, a little bit speak I could speak English a little bit, and it was horrible. Yeah, a half year ago, it was horrible interview. I couldn't even understand what he was talking about, and yeah, that ruined. Ruined that interview. I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was ashamed and embarrassed. So I don't want it to be I don't want it to happen again. I don't want it to recur. I don't want it to re-experience that thing. So this is what I've been doing. This is what I was doing this year. What do you see yourself in 5 years? Let's see. In 5 years, I want to be a middle manager. Middle man. I don't want to. No, I want to. I like to be in the middle manager role. Um, I really want to experience programmer roles. Um, as a programmer for 3 or 4 years, and I want to move on to the, I like to move on to the next stage, because I, my goal is to understand and supervise ongoing projects, and my ideal person is someone who I can consult with now. So I want to be consulted with. I really want to I really want to be consulted with by um junior engineers. Uh yes, so describe yourself when conflicting. Okay, when I have one experience when one teammate one teammate was provocative and couldn't even talk to us. Then yeah, and other teammates were struggling with communicating with him, struggling with communication with him, struggling with communicating with him. So I tried to invite him to lunch with every teammate, with all the teammates, and I trying to figure out the way he communicates with people. And actually, I um found that he was not trying to like be mean to people. Actually, it was only the way he talks, and in his mind, he 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 didn't try to offend people. So I understood it by talking with him, and eventually, um, and I told that fact to other teammates, and eventually Um, we successfully we successfully communicated with each other throughout the project. Actually, it was not the best. It was not the best quality. The product was not the best quality, since everyone was the first time. Met the first time. Everyone met each other first for the first time. Mm. It was not the best quality, but um, if the collision didn't, uh, if the collision wasn't solved, it was much more horrible. So I think that is the best in that situation. That is the best product in that situation for that situation. Describe yourself when failing. So when failing, so five team-based experience. So I created I think 8 games in my life, and 5 games were team-based develop. Um, so 3 in class. Hmm? Actually, I created 5. Yeah, team-based. So 5 team-based experience. Yeah. Hmm? When I fail, hmm, I also have one experience on here on this topic. Um, I on team-based development, on one team-based development, I failed. Um, the result was like kind of failing. Um, in a class, there was a rank. The games were ranked one above the other. So we've got the bottom score, and it was kind of depressing to me. But when I experienced that, I write down my all of my emotions and thoughts, all of my experiences in that process, in the whole process of production, um, like development, and I try to have an objective perspective and kind of advise me, advise me, yeah, kind of advise myself from the objective perspective and what was wrong, what should I, what I should have done, or also I think about the correct way, no, the right thing I did. Um, I needed to, so I need to divide the right thing and wrong thing. The right thing didn't bear fruit, and the wrong thing also didn't bear fruit. I need to divide them. So make it shorter. Describe yourself on failing. Describe myself on failing. Okay, let's take a rest. Take a rest.